Welcome to the next episode of the National Bureau of Economic Research Data Entry Demonstration. Today we are entering the second part of Civil War Union Army veteran Woodbury Harmon's pension record. This file contains all documents submitted by the veteran to the Pension Board in support of his request for a pension, as well as the Board's responses. The DAT file has already been populated with data extracted from the regimental record collected during sample selection, the compiled military service record, and the first part of the pension. This demonstration will focus on demographic information. Here is the certificate of marriage between the soldier and Rosetta O. Robinson. Names are entered in a standardized format, which is last name, first name, middle name, or initial. We do not repeat the soldier's name. It is assumed that relatives have the same last name. If the soldier's spouse has been previously or subsequently married, her other surnames are entered using the standard format. The spouse's maiden name is input in parentheses with "nay" to indicate born as. Other information, including titles, nicknames, and aliases, are also included in the parenthetical. Using Rosetta's listed age of 28 years old, we can calculate that she was born in 1835. We also enter Equality Code 6, indicating that this is an inferred date. The marriage took place on January 22, 1863. In Lawrence, Essex County, Massachusetts. They were married by Reverend C. E. Fisher. The spouse and marriage information source is a marriage certificate. Other potential sources for marriage information include family circulars from the Pension Bureau and affidavits or letters that contain information about the family. The religion of the Reverend is CONG''L''CL. While it is a logical assumption that this abbreviation means congregational, inputters are trained to enter what they read on the document and not to assume information. The marriage certificate also states the soldier's occupation at the time of marriage. Harmon was a shoemaker. This matches the occupation recorded from previous forms, so the marriage date is entered in the to field. This date is given Equality Code 9 to indicate at present time. Given the nature of the pension document, we rarely know the exact beginning and end dates for residences and occupations. Therefore, inputters are trained to create a window of time with the earliest and latest dates found in the record, using quality codes to define before, after, and at present time. The marriage certificate also contains the soldier's parents' names, which are entered on screen 1, Recruit's Personal Information. The soldier's father's name is Samuel, and his mother's name is Sarah. The soldier's residence at the time of his marriage was Lawrence, Massachusetts, which is entered on the residence expansion screen. The from date entered is the marriage date, January 22, 1863, and it is given Equality Code 9, indicating that on this date the soldier was living in Lawrence, Massachusetts. The next document is an affidavit submitted by a neighbor testifying to the length and stability of the soldier's marriage. There is no new information to be entered. This is a document from the Bureau of Pensions which we call a family circular. Family circulars were questionnaires sent to pensioners in 1898 and 1915 asking for family information. It is one of the key pension documents. This family circular was sent out in January of 1898. 1898 family circulars requested information about both current and former spouses, but were only interested in living children. Family circulars distributed in 1915 requested information about all former and current spouses and all children, living or dead. The soldier is living at 287 Essex Street in Lynn, Massachusetts, on the date of reply, June 6, 1898. Here we learn the middle name of the soldier's spouse is Oliva. The family circular lists no previous spouses. The family circular states that the soldier has 2 living children. The first is a daughter named Minnie A. Minnie was born on June 2, 1866. Her name, birth date, and gender are entered. If gender cannot be determined from the name of the child, that field is left blank. It is rare to find a death date for a soldier's child in the pension record because the soldier is not asked for that information. However, on the 1915 family circular, the soldier is asked to list children living or dead. With this information, we input L for living and D for dead and the associated date. By doing this, we give researchers the first date we know a child is dead or the last date we know a child is alive. The second child listed is Wilkes W. Harmon. Wilkes was born on January 5, 1870. He is also alive on June 6, 1898. Note that according to our standard name rules, the surname of the children is not input. The next document is a Pension Bureau drop order and report, also called a drop card or stop payment card. Drop cards record when a person is removed from the pension rolls. They almost always include the date of death. Death information is one of the few pieces of data for which we record the type of source document. For a pension drop card, the inputter types a P. A comprehensive list of codes used in data collection can be found on our website. This drop card shows that the soldier was dropped from the pension rolls due to his death on August 27, 1912. The next document is a death certificate from the city of Lynn, Essex County, Massachusetts. It states the soldier's name and personal information, date and cause of death, occupation, residence, and family information. The death date on the certificate is the same as that on the pension drop card. The inputter needs to change the death source as the death certificate ranks higher than any other source of death information. Death certificates contain the most complete and trusted information regarding death. The death certificate gives the soldier's full name, Woodbury Samuel Harmon. This is entered as an alternate name on the name expansion screen. His cause of death was chronic bronchitis and advanced age. His father's birthplace is given as Skowhegan, Maine. His mother's name and birthplace are recorded as unknown. The soldier's occupation at death was variety store, which we cannot assume means he owned a variety store. This is entered on the occupation expansion screen in Screen 3 Socioeconomic Information as variety store. His death date, August 27, 1912, is entered as the to date of this occupation. No quality code is needed. The soldier's last residence is 103 Chestnut Street, Lynn, Essex County, Massachusetts. This is entered in the residence expansion screen. His death date, August 27, 1912, is entered as the to date of this residence. No quality code is needed. We also have a conflicting birthplace. Previous records gave the soldier's birthplace as North Wynnum, Maine. The death certificate lists his birthplace as Ed's Falls, Maine. This will be entered on the birthplace expansion screen and the discrepancy noted by a quality code 5. You will recognize this document as a pension drop card for the soldier's widow, indicating that her widow's pension ended due to her death. She died on November 12, 1923. The next document is a flattened envelope used by the Pension Bureau. Such envelopes were used to send information or documents between governmental agencies and departments and may have useful information such as residences. This envelope has no new information. This envelope has the soldier living in Lynn, Massachusetts on the date the department received it, May 25, 1863. While we know the soldier has been living in Lynn, our other residences have street addresses. We do not know which street Harmon lived on in 1863, so we enter this as a new residence. This envelope has another residence. Now the soldier is living at 273.5 Essex Street, Lynn, Essex County, Massachusetts, on April 23, 1908. This is an envelope for the soldier's widow, Rosetta. If the pension had not contained other sources of the soldier's death information, this envelope states that he died August 27, 1912, and could have been used as the source document. Since the death information was input from the certificate and we know who the widow is from the family circular and the marriage certificate, nothing is input from this document. This illustrates the importance of recognizing how the randomness of document order impacts data collection. The demographic section of the pension is now complete. Please join us for parts 3 and 4 as we enter Woodbury Harmon's pension applications and ratings. These videos are available on our Union Army Data YouTube channel or at uadata.org. On uadata.org, you will also find user guides, manuals, contact information, and of course, the Union Army datasets for download. If you have any questions, we are happy to help. Thank you for watching this demonstration.